obviously like 2 minutes to go till the game. But you could see the guys were exhausted. You could see there was a lot of heavy legs. So it was almost like a sucker punch, that came. But I mean, came at a time where we didn't have enough to try and get the goal back. Chase the game. There wasn't enough time to chase the game. And it's just like Coach has mentioned, there's a lot of lessons we'll take from this tournament. I think all the goals we conceded was in critical phases, beginning of the match and towards the end of the match. And that is critical phase where you need to really be focused. And that's the lesson that we'll take and will help us going into the future.
Ronza, Tsapang from Sokaladuma. Thapelo Maseko, basically your teammate at Sundowns, he was just out on loan for the second half of this last season. How big do you think that loan move was for him, and what was it like seeing him perform the way he did perform? And do you think he still has a place to perform at Sundowns for you guys? And also as captain of the team, your thoughts on Rile making that move? I think you were the one who told coach to give him those last few minutes to make his debut for the team. What does it feel like seeing him now getting that opportunity to play overseas?
Yeah, I mean, this is special. Two young players who's obviously got the quality, they've got the talent, and I think the move helped Maseko because he wasn't in a very good space, and we saw glimpses of that, during the second half of the season for the team that he played for. And when he came to the national team, we could see it. We could see, the energy. He was dribbling, he looked fit, he looked strong. And going into the tournament, we knew we had something, we had a weapon in him because he is, so deadly and powerful. And I mean, he showed it at that level. So I'm just happy for him that, he's in a good space. And, wherever his future is, I just hope that he can go out there and perform and be happy. I mean, for real, it's amazing. We are all happy, we are proud, and we'll continue supporting him. And like the coach has mentioned so many times, this is what we need: is more exports, the players playing at the biggest level, and that will help us. That can only benefit us as a team.
Yeah, Ronza, Liam from SABC Sport here. Just from your side, you've been part of the team since Coach Hugo basically took over yourself, Everett Makopa, Debza as well. Being the seniors of the team, what did you make of sort of the rebirth of the Bafana? With Oswin Apollos, DLB coming in, a lot of these young kids. What have you made over the last few years? And also, I saw Apollos and Lyle Foster not here. Is there any update why they weren't with the team today? And then for the coach, just talk to us about that first game with those red cards. Did that set the team back?
Yeah, I think the team has been on a very positive trend, upward. And obviously the coach had his key players that's always been there, that's carried the team for a long time. But the players that emerged in South Africa, all the young guys, are special players. And I mean, there's so many of them that just flocked and came out of nowhere. And we need to give credit to the coach as well for entrusting them at this big level, at AFCON. Getting that experiences at a World Cup now, it can only do their careers wonders. I wish I played a World Cup at 20 years old because I know what that would have done for my career. So, but I'm glad and proud of them. They deserve it. They work so hard, and the talent that they've got is immense. I mean, how many years do we say players have talent, but there's nothing to show. And with the guys now, and the mentality that they've got also at this young age, special, and I just wish them all the best.
In the beginning of a tournament, there are always new rules. And those new rules are always counting, certainly in the first game. When you see the red card of Yaya, I can understand. But the red card of Temba, I don't understand, because I saw since then worse things happening on the pitch. So that means, and I know that by experience, in the first day everyone is very, very concentrated. VAR is there and they're looking on everything because they want to make an example. After that, it goes down. And that happens again here in this World Cup. The red card of Temba is ridiculous. And it's more ridiculous that you got 3 games for that. I saw worse things since then. There was not even a VAR, there was not even a card. There was nothing. So, yeah, you have to live with that, because you can't do anything. And you have to be very quiet, because otherwise you got a fine or another thing from FIFA. So, yeah, it's a pity. It's a pity because we took Temba with us in the hope he could help us, but he helped us only, 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So this is a pity. And again, what I said in the beginning, it's always the same thing. The first matches, they are looking very carefully, but after that, it's again the same thing like always.
Second last question here.
Coach Ronwen from SABC Sport. We saw 9 out of the 10 teams qualify for the round of 32. However, once we're in the round of 32, we're seeing the African teams lose the games in the dying minutes of their encounters. Just from a coaching perspective, why do you think we're seeing that trend, and what we need to do better to ensure that we're able to keep up with, if that is maybe not being able to keep up with the standard at the tournament?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of concentration and focus. When you see the way the RC is losing the game, when you see how Senegal is losing the game, it's just losing the focus, losing the concentration. And we had also those moments, beginning of the game, the last game, end of the game. So this is something I think, a little bit, how could I say it, African teams are suffering from that, keeping the focus from 90 minutes or for 120 minutes. Even African teams with all players who play in Europe, because we are talking here about teams who have no player of the local competition in their selections. So this is something to work on, because if you every time you will lose a game like Senegal 2-0. They lead 0, and then in 10 minutes they lose the game, the last 10 minutes of the game. Ivory Coast, same thing. So, there is something to work on, and if that is not gonna disappear, then you will have those games that you lose unnecessary, because not Senegal, not Ivory Coast, not DRC had to lose those games.
Good morning to everyone. I am Mokowe from Sunday Times, and I just wanted to ask, after the first game, after the team lost 2-0, how did you guys change the mindset to play the following games? And also at that level, what surprised you about the World Cup?
Why are you posing the question
to coach and captain?
What was the first question again?
The first question was, how did you bounce back from the first game?
Oh, the first game for us was, I think we were overwhelmed by the event. We didn't have that experience. We were there in Pachuca, everyone worked very hard. We were ready for the game, but then you go with the bus to the stadium, you see all the crowd, you see what happens in the stadium, 80,000 crazy Mexicans, the opening ceremony. It's not a game, a usual game. It's something very special. And I think that the players were a little bit overwhelmed by that event, because we didn't do it so bad defensively. But the moment we had the ball, it was a disaster, that first game. And 2 days after, we had a meeting with the players. We told them what was wrong and what was good. And forget the wrong things, but learn from it. But go for the good things. And we did it. We played a better game against Czechia. We played a very good game against South Korea. So, and that is what I always say, when you're on that level, you learn a lot and you learn quick. And that happens with us, I think, also now this World Cup.
Thank you, Coach.
That's exactly what the coach said. I think that first game, the hype, the pressure, I think it was a bit too much. But in saying that, speaking about the game, and after now we bounce back. We have an experienced coach. He left us for 2 days. He just let us be. We just had recovery training, and the Monday after the game, the following Monday, we had a meeting, and everything was shown. The good moments, the bad moments, how we can do better. And obviously we started watching the other games as well, and then you see what the level is at, the mistakes that we need to cut out, because at this level they'll punish you. And I think it was a good wake-up call for us, and it was for us to see that the level is higher and it is different, but also that we can compete, we can play, we can show our worth, and I think that's what we learned from the games after that. So I think it was a good lesson, the first game. Open our eyes, and after that I think you saw